Hey viewers, just a quick thanks. Over 10% of you are already subscribed and it means the world. If you're new here and enjoy these stories, join the family by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000. She looked at me with that smug smile and said, "You don't deserve to meet my family yet. You haven't proved yourself." Her words stung like ice against my skin. I had been dating her for almost a year, always patient, always understanding, thinking that someday, when I was good enough in her eyes, she would finally let me in. I believed her when she said she was just protective of her family and wanted to be sure about me first. So I waited, hoping that Christmas would be the moment I could finally meet them, sit at their dinner table, and feel like I truly belonged in her life. But as December came closer, her behavior became distant. She avoided my calls at night, saying she was tired or busy with last-minute work meetings. I brushed off the gut feeling inside me, thinking I was just insecure. I kept telling myself that love takes patience, that she was worth it. Then one evening, when she was showering, her phone lit up on the table. Normally, I never checked it. But something in me snapped that day. I picked it up, and what I saw felt like my heart was being ripped out slowly. There were chats with a guy saved under the name Chris Jim. Their conversation wasn't about workout routines. It was explicit, filled with secret plans and memories of hotel rooms. But what broke me was reading his message asking, "So, will your dad like me?" And her reply, "He will. He loves confident men. Can't wait for you to meet everyone this Christmas." I sat there frozen, my chest tight, my eyes burning as tears threatened to spill. I felt like a fool. Here I was, thinking I wasn't good enough to meet her family, while she was taking her friend with benefits home for Christmas as if he was the man of her dreams. At first, anger boiled in my veins. I wanted to scream at her when she came out of the shower, confront her, demand to know why she played with my heart like this. But then I remembered how her father once commented on her choices in men when I bumped into him at her office. He seemed like an honest, respectable man who deeply cared for his daughter. I wondered if he deserved to know the truth about the man she was bringing home. So, instead of fighting, I quietly took screenshots of all their chats, making sure every word was clear. I didn't argue with her. I didn't let her see my pain. I simply copied her dad's email from her contact list, attached all the screenshots, and sent them with a short note. "This is the man she's bringing home for Christmas. Thought you should know." Then I blocked her from everywhere, my phone, my socials, my life. I sat there in silence, my heart shattered, wondering what her dad would think when he opened that email. Would he confront her? Would she cry when she realized her lies caught up to her? A part of me wanted to see her beg for forgiveness, but another part of me just wanted to disappear, to never see her face again. And as I closed my laptop, I felt the cold emptiness wash over me. But little did I know, the chaos that email triggered in her family was only the beginning. The next morning, I woke up feeling empty. I checked my phone out of habit, but there were no messages from her. It was strange because she always sent a "good morning" text with a little heart emoji. But today, silence greeted me. I lay there staring at the ceiling, my mind replaying everything I read the night before. I wondered how long she had been lying to me. Had it been just a few weeks, or was this going on the whole time we were together? I remembered all those nights she said she was working late, all those weekends she said she needed to spend alone to clear her mind. Suddenly, they all felt like pieces of a puzzle that finally made sense. I got up and made myself coffee, staring out the window as the sun rose. The cold breeze coming through the glass felt like the emptiness inside me. Part of me kept thinking about her dad. Did he see the email yet? Was he confronting her right now? I imagined her shocked face, tears running down her cheeks as she tried to explain herself. But then I wondered, was I cruel for doing this? Was it too much to involve her family? But another voice inside me said, "No, she made her choices. She betrayed you. She disrespected you." I scrolled through our old photos saved on my phone. There she was, smiling with her hair tied up in a messy bun, wearing my hoodie as she held her coffee mug. She looked so innocent. So warm. I wondered if any of it was ever real. Or was I just a convenient backup while she chased thrills with other men? My chest tightened as I thought about all the little things I did for her, surprising her with her favorite takeout, driving an hour just to see her for 15 minutes, waiting patiently for her to be ready for love. And now, everything felt like a lie. But deep down, I knew this wasn't the end of the story. Something told me that what I had uncovered was only a small part of the secrets she was hiding. I couldn't focus on anything that day. At work, I stared blankly at my computer screen while emails piled up. My colleague Mark noticed I was off and asked if I was okay. I just forced a smile and said I was tired. Deep inside, my mind was in chaos. I kept thinking about her, about what she was doing at that exact moment. Was she sitting with her dad, her eyes swollen from crying, trying to defend herself? Or was she blaming me, calling me toxic to cover up her lies? I knew her well enough to imagine both scenarios. As the hours passed, small details about our relationship started coming back to me. I remembered the time she told me about her ex, how he cheated and destroyed her trust. She said she would never do that to someone because she knew how painful it was. Back then, I believed every word. Now I wondered if it was true or just another story to gain my sympathy. I also thought about her best friend, Alana. She once hinted that my girlfriend wasn't as innocent as she pretended to be, but I brushed it off, thinking she was just being protective. Suddenly, I wanted to call Alana and ask everything. Maybe she knew about the friend with benefits all along. Meanwhile, the thought of her dad kept haunting me. I imagined him sitting in his study, reading those chats, feeling betrayed by his daughter. Would he confront her calmly or with anger? I didn't know him that well, but he seemed strict and respected. What if this ruined their relationship forever? Part of me felt guilty, but another part felt she deserved to face consequences for breaking my trust. I sat there at my desk, staring at my phone, wondering if I should unblock her just to see what she had to say. But then again I thought, what if she called just to manipulate me into forgiving her again? My chest tightened with anger and sadness as I realized I didn't even know who she really was. And as the day turned into night, the unanswered questions kept circling in my mind, making it clear that the truth behind her lies was far deeper than I could ever imagine. That evening, as I sat alone in my room with the lights off, I heard my phone buzz on the table. My heart jumped even though I knew I had blocked her. I picked it up and saw a message from an unknown number. My hands trembled as I opened it. "Please, I need to talk to you. It's urgent." My chest tightened. It was her. Somehow, she found another way to reach me. Another message popped up. "You don't understand what you've done. Please call me." For a moment, I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over the call button. Part of me wanted to hear her voice, to hear her explain why she lied, why she chose someone else, why I was never enough. But another part of me burned with anger. Why should I give her a chance to twist my feelings again? As I sat there frozen, another message came. "My dad is furious. He's threatening to cut me off. Please, I need to explain. I beg you." My head spun. Did she want me back just because her father found out the truth? Or was there more to her story that I didn't know? I threw my phone on the bed and buried my face in my hands. My heart was pounding so hard I felt dizzy. The thought of her crying, desperate, filled me with both pain and a strange satisfaction. But deep down, there was fear too. What if she showed up at my door? What if her dad called me next? What if this turned into something bigger than I ever imagined? Suddenly, my phone rang loudly, vibrating on the mattress. It was an unknown number again. I stared at it as it rang in the darkness, the room filled with the harsh sound of my choice approaching. My chest tightened. I knew that whatever I decided in the next few seconds would change everything forever. I let the phone ring until it stopped, but before I could even breathe, it buzzed again with a new message. This time it wasn't from her. It was from her dad. My chest tightened as I read his words. "I need to meet you. There's something you should know about my daughter. Please call me back." My hand shook as I reread the message. Why would her dad want to talk to me? Was he angry that I exposed her? Or did he want to apologize for her actions? My mind raced with 100 questions, but before I could think, another message came from him. She's not who you think she is. There are things you don't know. I will explain everything in person. I felt my pulse in my throat as fear and curiosity twisted inside me. What did he mean? Was it about her lies, or something deeper, something darker? My mind flashed back to the time she told me her childhood was complicated but never explained why. She always changed the topic whenever I asked. I thought she just wanted to keep her past private. But now, I wondered if there was something she was hiding, something even her closest friends didn't know. At that moment, another message came, this time from her. Don't meet my dad. Please. He's dangerous. I'm begging you. My head spun as I read her words over and over again. Dangerous? Was this just another manipulation, or was she genuinely terrified? I stood frozen in my room, staring at the two messages on my screen, my heart pounding so loud I could hear it echo in my ears. I realized that what I thought was just a cheating story was now turning into something far more twisted. And as my phone buzzed again in my trembling hand, I knew I was already too deep to back out now. I couldn't take the confusion anymore. My hands trembled as I called her dad. He answered on the first ring, his voice low and calm. Thank you for calling. I'm sorry you got dragged into this, he said. I stayed silent, my heart pounding as he continued. My daughter, she has a problem. She's been lying to people for years. Men, friends, even family. She creates stories to get what she wants. I've tried to help her, but she refuses to accept anything's wrong. I swallowed hard, feeling a strange mix of relief and fear. At least I wasn't crazy thinking there was something off about her. But before I could speak, he said, Listen carefully. She's coming to you. She's desperate. Don't let her manipulate you again. Suddenly, there was loud knocking at my door. My chest tightened. I peeked through the peephole and saw her standing there, hair messy, tears streaming down her face. I froze as she shouted, Please open up. Don't listen to him. He's lying to you. He's controlling. He ruined my life. Her voice cracked with pain, but her eyes looked wild, almost empty. My phone was still against my ear. Her dad said quietly, She's dangerous when cornered. Please, for your safety, don't open the door. My legs felt weak as I backed away. She kept banging, crying harder. I love you. Please. I'll do anything. Don't leave me. Tears burned my eyes as I whispered into the phone. What do I do now? Her dad took a deep breath and said, Call the police. She needs help, not you. I ended the call, my heart breaking, as I dialed 911 with trembling fingers. But just before I pressed call, I heard her voice soften outside the door. I know you're in there. If you won't help me then, I'll make sure no one ever helps you again. At that moment, chills ran down my spine as I realized I wasn't dealing with heartbreak anymore. I was dealing with something far darker than I ever imagined. I stood there frozen, her quiet threat echoing through the door. My hand shook as I pressed the call button to the police. When they answered, I explained everything in a trembling voice. Within minutes, I heard sirens in the distance. She kept banging on the door, whispering my name like a broken prayer. Then, as the police arrived, her voice turned into sobs. I watched through the peephole as officers calmly approached her. She collapsed on the porch, crying uncontrollably. They spoke to her gently before taking her away. That night, I sat alone in my room, staring at the silent walls. My phone buzzed one last time. It was a message from her dad. Thank you for doing the right thing. She will finally get the help she needs. I felt tears in my eyes. All this time, I thought I was fighting for love, but I was just fighting to survive someone else's darkness. I thought back to the first day I met her, how beautiful and confident she was, how easily she made me feel like I was her world. And in the end, it was all an illusion to cover the chaos she carried inside. For days after, I kept thinking about what I could have done differently. Maybe I should have walked away the first time she made me feel unworthy. Maybe I should have listened when people warned me about her. But I realized that love isn't about proving yourself to someone who only wants to use your heart as their playground. Love is about respect, honesty, and peace. As I deleted her number forever, I promised myself to never ignore my gut feeling again. I learned that sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. It's the bravest thing you can do to save yourself. And with that, I close this chapter of my life, ready to finally heal and start over, far away from her shadows.